Detail. Well, making a mention of the World Bank's latest report on ease of doing business in India, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi has asked all Chief Secretaries and Secretaries to study the report and also analyse the potential areas where there is scope for improvement in their respective departments and states. He has asked for a report from all concerned in this regard within a month and asked the Cabinet Secretary to review the same thereafter. PM Modi also expressed concerns at large number of grievances of labourers and EPF beneficiaries across the country. Chairing his 16th interaction through PRAGATI, the Prime Minister said that the government must be sensitive to labourers' needs. He added that in a democracy, the labourers should not have to struggle to receive their legitimate dues. And during a review of the progress of the ENAM initiative, Prime Minister has urged the remaining states to quickly make the required changes in the APMC Act so that the ENAM could be enabled across the country. Now, ENAM, remember, began in April 2016 with 21 mandis spread over 8 states and has now expanded to 250 mandis, which are now spread over 10 states. Prime Minister has also reviewed the progress of vital infrastructure projects in the country, road, power and natural gas sectors. The Prime Minister also reviewed the progress of Atal Mission. PM has requested, in fact, all secretaries to ensure that safe drinking water is made available to all.
And let's now go across to finance expert Mr. Shubham Bhattacharjee is joining us at the moment. For that, good morning, Mr. Shubham, and welcome to Doordarshan News. These regular interactions, Pragati, and of course reviewing the initiatives and schemes launched by the government, and this time this in the wake of the World Bank report on the ease of doing business as far as India is concerned. How are you looking at these developments where governance remains the priority?
Well, if I look at the ease of doing business, it's not very surprising. It is not that the government is not trying. There definitely has been a sustained move. So the way to look at the ease of doing business report is, it's not that India is in a particular position, but that it has spurred the government to bring in changes which would move India ahead. Having said that, it is a long haul. It doesn't happen overnight. There are about 10 parameters there, ranging from paying taxes to getting building construction permits to settling insolvency issues and so on. Each of them requires sustained action over a large range of administrative issues. So they will take time.
Right.
But the interesting thing is, which is the good takeaway, is that they have prompted the government, not only now, but for the past couple of years, to actually set the ball rolling on required reforms in administration.
Right, sir. But if you could just put in perspective, how does this report in a larger narrative project India? I'm talking about World Bank report on ease of doing business in India, because we've seen how Prime Minister has really flagged major concerns about it and has also asked the respective departments to look at the potential areas of improvement.
Yes, that's right. I mean, that's what I was saying, that when all these areas require action, one at the central level, two at the state level. For instance, getting electricity. Now, that is an area in which India has scored a lot of improvement. It has moved up 111 positions in the last 2 years. Now, how has that happened? Because India has got its act of getting electricity easier. So there have been very strong improvements there. Where it has not improved, for instance, in the issue of paying taxes. In the issue of paying taxes, why has India not done well? Because the central sales tax payment procedure, which is across states, has not really improved. So the Prime Minister is right in saying that, things have to change across states by each one taking initiative to ensure that governance does not become an obstacle for business in its relationship, in its primary duty of providing goods and services.
Mr. Bhattacharjee, also, what would you say as far as Prime Minister's long-term vision is concerned? Because, he's also asked states to align their plans with the advancement of the budget, because that is really going to have a long-term impact, and here once again the long-term vision of the Prime Minister coming to the fore once again?
Yeah, this is a new territory. We have had budget on the 28th of February every year. Now when we shift it ahead by 1 month, then immediately that means that our entire financial calendar will have to be changed. It is something on which it has not happened drastically. This has been talked about for some time. The respective departments, especially led by the Finance Ministry, have been working out possible options.
Yes.
And I can tell you that they have been working on every possible alternatives. So it is something that will mean change, as you said, at the state level. It will mean change definitely at the central level in terms of how the budget money is used.
Right.
More important, the critical part of the reason why it's being done is not because of any optics. It is simply that they want to ensure that the money is spent during the dry season. That is that period between March to June, when India gets a dry season, there's maximum utilization of funds.
Right.
That is the whole strategy. So that in each financial year, the percentage of money that is used for each program gets better utilized. So that is the reason for that, and to that extent, it's a good move.
All right. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Bhattacharjee, for joining us for the moment and sharing your perspective on that here on Doordarshan News this morning. Thanks very much. Let's now